Let's play Redactle number 541 on Friday, September 29th. The difficulty rating seems to be very low, so hopefully we'll have an easy one for Friday to start the weekend. 10-8 3. There was a comment from a viewer yesterday, Sidant, so thank you for that, asking for maybe some tips. I'm really not sure how much I can pass on. I think the main thing is doing it every day, and you begin to learn some common patterns that are in the articles, and the same old subjects come up or variations on them. But I will try and talk maybe a little more about my thought process, such as it is. So 10-8 3. I mean, the three-letter word has to be something common. First word that comes to mind is art. But of course, we also have articles, just as we had the other day, we had the Napoleonic Wars. So 10-8 could be a war between two parties. And so we have two adjectives here. The something American War. And then after the comma, you will see some phrase that gives an alternative name, like often something as I'm not sure what the 13-letter verb would be, but something like referred to as the 10-12. So 12 could be another noun for war or invasion or conflict. But here we have the 8-8. But we see was 6, and the other day we had the 6-letter verb fought. Between, so between definitely suggests it's between two different parties. From one date until another date. So yeah, the 4-character, and sometimes it's hard even for me to get into the habit, but a 4-character word is often a year. Obviously here with the date and the comma, it's more obvious, but you will sometimes see a 4-character word that is a year. So between the 5, 10, 8, that could be the something republic. So the other thing is, and especially over time, I think I've gotten a little better at it, although I still mess up a lot, is learning to count the number of letters in a word quickly. And I break it down: republic, public. So 2 and 2 3s makes 8. And it could be the United States. So 6-6, again, just from doing it a lot. That is one pattern I've recognized as often referring to the United States, which would go along with the 8-letter word being American. So 8-letter, I often think American or European. So since I try and get obviously the answer in as few words as possible. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know I'll often wait quite a few minutes before guessing words. But since it's potentially part of the title, I will do American. It is. So the something American, and again, since it's part of the title, I will guess war. Yeah, but who is the other part of the something American war? There's probably a very obvious one. It's not the Spanish American War. Vietnamese. I mean, I would think that would be somewhere, or actually, I think most Americans certainly would think of it as the Vietnam War. but I don't see 7-3. And then so the 6-6 is the United States between well, it could be the North Vietnamese military. Just trying to think. So here we do have 7 dash American. So that could be the Spanish American War. But I'm wondering if it's something then immediately after the Spanish. Portuguese is 10 letters. Again, I'm breaking it up into Portu and Guise. But was there a Portuguese American War? But then what would the 5, 10, 8? Yeah, the 10 definitely sounds like it could be north or south. Anyway, fighting between the armies of the United States and the armies of the 10-8 broke out on this date in 4-6 something as the something. Something war against the United States. So I would presume then if it's a war with involving the US, there would have to be a declaration of war. So we should see something, and also, of course, I'd love to know who is the president at the time. So here we have a very common pattern is 5-3-1 or 5-3-2, where it's World War I or World War II. We see that over and over again. So that, I think, helps to maybe bring it into the 20th century, unless they're just saying it was the biggest conflict other than World War II. But 7 by, what verb is that? The following year? 10-9 for 4, but 7 by World War II. So it's probably going to be a section on background. So background is 10 letters. And then maybe historical background. 6-9 was a 12-5 from 6 was a, I'm not sure. Was a 12-5. Oh, I'm wondering if this is a person. I was thinking at first it was a country, but was a revolutionary maybe from somewhere on some date. He something the 9. Nines, 5, and 6. So then if that 6-9 is a person, this might be 9's death and legacy. Again, that's just, I guess, familiarity with Wikipedia styles, where there's often a section on legacy. Of course, I could be completely wrong here, but that's what I'm thinking. By some month and year after a something of something, the 7 had occupied maybe something over half of the 10-9. Could it be the Philippines? I'm probably missing a very obvious. So here I am presuming to pass along my wisdom, and I'm maybe missing some very obvious war that the US was involved in with 10-American War. 6 of 6. Not sure what that is. By the American 4-6. Well, the other thing, of course, I like to do is just scroll down and see if there's anything unredacted that might help us. So something of the, again, I'm thinking that might be the Spanish American War. So is that eve of the 345 in italics is usually the New York Times reported that a 5-8, could that be a North something, had been killed in 10, had been caught in something between the US and Spain, if it is the Spanish. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's see, these could be ships, and 5 of 9. That could be queen of something. Yeah. I'm still no wiser than I was once I realized it was an American war. Outbreak of war on the morning of this date. Oops. 7-7-1. So I think that might be maybe General something with a middle initial, a member of the something. 5-5 of the war began the first something a fight of the war at the Battle of 7 and 8-7. 9 to 7's 7. A 4-4 9-8-2. Oh, I think could be a command to fire, or could it be stop? That 5 and 8-9 with something be something. Oh, this could be. This seems quite formal language, beginning with that something and something be something. So I think this could be the declaration of war. Something declared. Could this be the president with 9 letters? Or it could, of course, be the other side saying that something and something by the something of war on the United. Yeah, so it does seem to be the 5-10-8. A declaration. Declare is 6, ation is 5 on the United States. President of the Something said 914, something to war. Yeah, do have a feeling there was something in the Philippines as a result of the Spanish-American War. Philippines has a Spanish history, of course. 8-3 of the war. So would it be Philippine? I always struggle to spell Philippine, but I think it's one L and two P's in the middle. Oh, there we go. So I don't know why I was so cowardly about guessing that. I just wasn't sure. Anyway, there have been 170 games played. The median is 19, and you can see over 30 people got it within 5, so I'm part of that number. Known alternatively as the Philippine Insurrection, Filipino, of course, with an F, are the Tagalog, I think I say that incorrectly, insurgency. The First Philippine Republic, so it wasn't north or south, it was first, 1899 until 1902. And sure enough, at the conclusion of the Spanish-American War, because the Philippines declared independence, so really a struggle for independence in 1896. Yeah. Who was the president? So that was a person. He wasn't a revolutionary. He was a warehouseman and clerk, if you prefer, from Manila. Went into exile and returned. Oh, Commodore George Dewey. Let's see. The Malacca. Just trying to see who the president was, and then of course also the single word with the exclamation. Oh, here's the New York Times reported a peace protocol. President McKinley. There we go. The rights. Oh, I think I must have passed that single word. Oh, no, maybe it's here. Hostilities. War strategy. Guerrilla war phase. Anyway, there's no need to go any further. So I hope that was helpful. I also hope you were able to solve it as quickly. Thanks as always for watching, and have a great day.